everyone, and welcome back to Art with Miss Choate. Happy Saturday. And today's Saturday in the studio. I'm so excited about this project. I've been waiting a while to do it. I've been trying to figure out with what supplies I could do it with that you guys all have at home. We're going to be doing something called marbling. Now, you might have seen this on the internet, on Pinterest. It's like, these cool bubbles and the paint kind of just flows on its own. So what we're going to be doing either food coloring or liquid watercolors like I did yesterday. So even if you don't have food coloring and you don't have my bottle of liquid watercolors, you can water down your palette of watercolors. And we need oil. Any oil will work. I recommend cheaper the better, so like just a vegetable or canola oil. And you're just going to need a little bit of drop of that to mix into our paints. And we're going to need a shallow either bowl or baking pan to set our water into. So we're gonna need water, some paint, some oil or food coloring, and it's gonna be awesome. So I'd recommend some thicker paper on this if you have it. It's like cardstock, watercolor paper, anything thicker and lighter will be great. If you only have like paper from the printer, that's fine, it'll work. So let's get started. So what you're gonna need is something shallow. This isn't very deep. This is about an inch or so. It's the lid of a container, and I put a little bit of water in it, just enough that I can set my paper on top. You're gonna need a lot of little dishes, something that you can put food coloring or watercolors in. So I have these little bowls, and then you can either use food coloring, or if you watered down your liquid watercolor or liquid watercolor itself, and some oil. So we're going to be taking our containers, and I'm going to be using, I only have 2 of these that I can find, and that's fine. So I'm going to do a couple colors, one color at a time. And you're going to add some oil to the water, because oil and water do not mix. So you can kind of see the oil sitting on the water. And now I'm going to put a drop of paint in my bowl. And you can mix that up. And we're going to be adding this to our palette. But I'm going to have a second one ready. So I got my water, I got my oil. I'm going to do purple in this one. Mix it up. And so I'm going to add this. And you can make it into a design how you add it, have them interact with each other. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to add, because blue and yellow make green, so I'm going to add a green to this to give it another color, another spray of oil. Maybe I'll just do a few little drops. And now we can set our paper on there and see what we get. So one other thing before I set my paper in, you could take the backside of a brush and draw into it to kind of mix or have it do other things if you'd like. And then just gently place it on the paper and lift it up. So you can see I added some oil, but probably not enough. You can see where the oil was. I probably needed less water, more paint. So let's give it another try. So I'm adding some oil directly on the surface of the area. And now I'm going to add some more pigment on top. I might even directly add a couple of drops. And you don't want those drops to sink down. So what I mean is like try to gently put them on top. Because you can see, I can feel it on the bottom. Now I'm going to try to dip. You could dip the same page or a different one. And you won't push your paper down. You can see this side is still dry. Now we're going to lift it away. Oh, there we go. So I need a little bit more pigment, a little more oil, and you can see the oil where it's not going, all of those areas. I can let that drip off. Come down, that's nice. So now I'm going to do one with only watercolors. One thing to note before I move on to my watercolors is that you can get so many prints out of this. So you could just keep putting paper on this, picking it away. I don't necessarily want to get rid of this. You could also pour this water into a jar and possibly paint with it later, because these colors, I chose colors that could mix together and they won't necessarily get muddy. So think about that. Try not to waste, because this has a lot of pigment in it. I'm going to try putting the first one back in. Let's see if I can get something a little bit more than what it was before. And you could also go back into something like this and add drops directly to it. So now I have a clean tray, clean cups. I'm going to be adding. So I added some oil to my dishes and I added some onto the surface. So now I'm going to add a drop or two of food coloring. Oh, looks like I didn't realize the blue was empty. So we're going to do red and yellow. And I'm going to even do a drop just like last time, but gentle. Right, and you see how that sits nicely right on the surface. Add some yellow to this one. And I'll do the same. You see how that just kind of broke the bubble and it spread out. So I'm going to mix this up a little bit. Mix it up. Now I'm going to put it onto the surface. Gently put it on the surface. I'm going to save some aside for later, or maybe to mix. I can even put these two together to make an orange, because yellow and red make orange. Now I'm going to go grab my paper and set it on top. So now I'm going to gently set my paper. And remember, you could also, again, like before, draw in, see how it moves, and now gently place your paper on top. The water should not be getting to this side, and you gently pick it up. So you can see that worked really well. The spots of oil, oh, and you're really getting it in there. This is maybe even working better than the watercolors, which is very cool to see. So let's try to add some other colors. So it's up to you. You may want to clean your surface, or you can go ahead and add more to this. That's up to you. But I'm going to be adding some green. Remember, you got to set it gently onto the surface, and a little bit, as you see, goes a long way. And I really like how that's looking. And let's see what this looks like. Be thoughtful when you're putting it down. And now let's pick it up. I love this spot over here. Even if like you only end up with this little area that you like, you could always cut it away. You could change the change the canvas, so cut. But this is quite interesting. I'm very happy with this. So again, remember, don't waste what's in there. You could do a bunch of prints and see how they come out. Even if you don't want to use good paper for all of it, you have some scratch paper, sure, throw it in there. Let's see what we get. You can even try putting some art in there. So this dragon, I think these colors could look really cool with the dragon. Let's see what it looks like. I'll let it drip down. I think that's kind of interesting. We're going to see what it looks like when it dries. So I hope you had fun doing the marble painting with the supplies you have in your house. Hopefully you experimented and found a process that worked for you. And remember, if you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, and let me know how it went for you in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see me do in the future. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend and join us for Art with Miss Choate tomorrow. Bye.